السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، ومساكم الله بالخير، وحياكم وبياكم، وجعل الفردوس مثواي ومثواكم. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. اللهم يا معلم إبراهيم علمنا، ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا. نحن في يوم الثلاثاء 13 من شهر ذي القعدة المحرم لسنة 40 و400 بعد الألف، والموافق ل16 من الشهر السابع لسنة 19 و2000 في مركز أبي هريرة في تورنتو في كندا، ومع كتاب جوامع الأخبار للعلامة عبد الرحمن بن ناصر السعدي أبي عبد الله، والمتوفى سنة 76 و300 بعد الألف، ووصلنا إلى الحديث 41.
So we are at the hadith number 41 of the book جوامع الأخبار, the comprehensive reports by the Sheikh السعدي رحمه الله تعالى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد. أما بعد، فعن سمرة ابن جندب رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: على اليد ما أخذت حتى تؤديه. رواه أهل السنن إلا النسائي.
So this hadith is narrated by the people who narrated the Sunan except for An-Nasa'i. It is upon the authority of Samura ibn Jundub, may Allah be pleased with him, who said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that the hand who took is responsible for what it took up until it returns it or it gives it back.
وكلمة أهل السنن إذا أطلقت فيراد بها السنن الأربعة.
The word, the people of Sunan, Ahl Sunan, if it is mentioned, then what is meant by it, the 4 books of Sunan.
وهي أبو داود والترمذي، سنن أبي داود والترمذي والنسائي وابن ماجه.
These 4 books that the Sheikh mentioned.
فائدة فقط، لماذا تسمى هذه كتب السنن؟
The point of benefit here, why is it called the books of Sunan?
لأنها اهتمت فقط بالأحاديث التي تتعلق بالأحكام.
Because these books paid attention only to the ahadith that pertain to the rulings, the fiqh rulings.
فكتاب البخاري مثلا لا يقال له كتاب السنن.
The book of Imam Bukhari, for instance, is not called as-Sunan.
وإنما يقال له الجامع.
Rather, it is called al-Jami', the collector.
لأنه في كتابه هناك أبواب في العقيدة.
Because there are in his books chapters or sections about Islamic creed,
والفضائل,
excellence of good deeds,
وتعبير الأحلام,
the book of excellence, the book of the excellences of things, the book of the dreams and visions,
وكتب الأخلاق,
the book on manners,
وأحاديث الأنبياء,
the ahadith, the narrations or ahadith of the prophets,
وأحاديث يوم القيامة,
the ahadith pertaining to the day of judgment,
والتفسير,
the book on tafsir, explanation of the Quran.
ومسلم مثل البخاري أيضا يقال له جامع.
And Muslim also is a collection, يعني is a collecting book, collector like al-Bukhari.
والصحيح أن الترمذي كذلك يقال له جامع أيضا.
What is correct is that the Sunan of at-Tirmidhi also is called Jami' or collector.
أما النسائي وأبو داود وابن ماجه فقط أحاديثها فقط أحاديث الأحكام فقط.
As for the rest, the 3 other ones of the Sunan, their ahadith, they pertain to the rulings only.
يعني المتعلقة بالحلال والحرام فقط.
The rulings dealing with halal and haram only.
نعم. راوي الحديث سمرة ابن جندب.
The narrator of the hadith is Samura ibn Jundab.
هو الفزاري أبو عبد الرحمن، سكن البصرة.
He lived in the city al-Basra.
وكان شديدا على الخوارج.
And he was tough on the Kharijites.
ويقول هم شر قتلى تحت أديم السماء.
And he used to say they are the worst of those who are killed under the sky.
ويكفرون المسلمين ويسفكون الدماء.
That they label Muslims as disbelievers and that they shed blood.
روى عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم 23 و100 حديث.
He narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam 123 hadith.
ومات في البصرة سنة 58 من الهجرة.
He died in the city Al-Basra the year 58 Hijrah.
هذا الحديث لا يثبت عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
This hadith that was mentioned here is not authentic from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
وفيه انقطاع بين الحسن البصري وسمرة بن جندب.
There is a break in chain between Al-Hasan al-Basri and Samura ibn Jundub.
والمشهور أن الحسن البصري لم يروي عن سمرة إلا حديثا واحدا وحديث العقيقة.
And what is famous or well known with the people of knowledge is that Al-Hasan al-Basri did not narrate any hadith from Samura except one hadith, and that is the hadith called Hadith al-Aqiqah.
فأي حديث يمر عليك من رواية الحسن البصري عن سمرة,
So any hadith that passes by you from the narration of Al-Hasan al-Basri from Samura,
فالأصل فيه أنه ضعيف.
so the principle regarding it is that it is a weak narration.
لأن هناك انقطاع بين الحسن وسمرة، لم يسمعه من سمرة في واسطة لا ندري من هي.
Because there is a break between in chain between Al-Hasan and Samura. There is a medium between them, a narrator or more between them, that we don't know who they are.
إلا ما ثبت أنه سمعه منه كحديث العقيقة.
Except what is firmly established that he actually did hear it from him, like the hadith of Al-Aqiqah, the sacrifice for the newborn.
وقيل إنه سمع منه 4 أحاديث والعلم عند الله جل وعلا.
And it is said that he may have heard from him 4 ahadith and the knowledge is with Allah.
المهم أن هذا ليس منها.
The point is that this hadith is not one of those narrations.
أما معناه فصحيح.
As for the meaning of this hadith, then it is correct.
أن اليد عليها ما أخذت وعليها أن تؤديه.
That the hand that took is responsible for what it took and it has to give it back and return it to the rightful owner.
وما تأخذه اليد ينقسم إلى قسمين.
What the hand takes is 2 categories.
القسم الأول ما أخذ من الناس بغير حق.
The first category is what was taken from the people without a just right,
كالسرقة
like by way of stealing
والغش
and by way of cheating
والغصب
and by way of forcing forcible taking
والجحد
and jahd by denial, by way of denial.
المهم أن كل ما أخذ من الناس بظلم فهذا بغير حق.
So whatever was taken from the people with oppression, this is without just right.
والثاني ما أخذ من الناس بحق.
The second category is what was taken from the people with a just right.
أخذ أموالهم بالبيع والشراء.
Like taking their money by buying and selling with them.
والإجارة.
Renting.
والرهن وغيره.
Mortgaging and other than that.
أما القسم الأول وهو ما أخذ من الناس بغير حق.
As for the first category that was taken from the people without just right,
فأمره عظيم عند الله.
Then its affair is very grave with Allah.
قال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said,
من غصب قيد شبر من أرض طوقه يوم القيامة من 7 أراضين.
The one who takes by force 1 handspan of land, he will be surrounded by it from 7 earths on the day of judgment.
وهذا الحديث هو الذي يثبت أن الأراضين 7.
And this hadith is the one that establishes that the earths are actually 7 earths.
والقرآن دائما يذكر 7 سماوات ويذكر أرضا فقط.
And the Quran always mentions 7 heavens but mentions earth only.
إلا في آية واحدة.
Except in one verse.
وهي قوله تعالى.
And that is the statement of Allah Ta'ala.
الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن.
Allah, the one who created 7 heavens and from the earth its likeness or their likeness.
المهم أن هذا الحديث له قصة.
The point is that this hadith has a story behind it.
سعيد بن زيد وهو أحد 10 المبشرين بالجنة.
Sa'id ibn Zayd, and he is one of the 10 who were given good news of entering paradise by the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم.
جاءت امرأة إلى مروان تشتكيه أنه أخذ من أرضها.
There is a woman who came and she complained to Marwan, the ruler then, that he took a piece of land from her.
وأرضها كانت قريبة بجانب أرضه، ملاصقة لأرضه.
Her land was just next to his land.
ولكنها ادعت عليه كذبا وزورا.
But she claimed that lying and by forgery and falsification.
فاستدعاه مروان وقال له إنها تقول إنك أخذت من أرضها.
So Marwan called him and he said to him that she claims that you took away from her land.
ومروان كان أميرا على المدينة.
Marwan was the prince or the emir on Medina.
فقال سعيد بن زيد
So Sa'id ibn Zayd answered saying,
كيف أخذ من أرضها
how is it that I will take from her land
وأنا سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول
when I have heard the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam say,
من أخذ شبرا من أرض
the one who takes away one handspan of land,
قيده يوم القيامة من 7 أراضين، طوقه يوم القيامة من 7 أراضين.
he will be surrounded with it on the day of judgment from 7 earths.
ثم قال
Then he said,
اللهم إن كانت كاذبة
O Allah, if she was a liar,
فأعمي بصرها
then cause her to become blind
وأمتها في أرضها.
and make her die in her land.
فذكروا أن المرأة عميت
So they mentioned that that lady, she became blind.
وسقطت في بئر في أرضها وهي تمشي فماتت.
She was walking in her land, so she fell in a water well in her land, so she died.
ويذكر عن سعيد بن زيد أنه كان مجاب الدعوة.
And it was mentioned about Sa'id ibn Zayd that his dua was always answerable.
المهم أن الإنسان إذا أخذ أموال الغير وجب عليه أن
The
يردها.
important thing is that if someone took other people's wealth, it is a must upon him to return it, to return it.
فعلى الغاصب مثلا أن يرد المال المغصوب.
So the one who took something by force, money by force, he must return that money back.
ولو غرم على رده أضعاف قيمته.
Even if he was charged for returning it multiples of the original amount.
وضربنا مثال لذلك بالأمس.
And we gave an example to that yesterday.
لو غصب أحد أرض أحد
So if someone took somebody's land unjustly by force,
وبنى والأرض تسوى مثلا 100,000
the land, let's say, is worth 100,000.
بنى عليها بيتا يقدر ب300,000.
He built a house on it that is estimated, the value of it is like 300,000.
فيؤمر بهدم البيت.
He is commanded to demolish that house.
ولو كانت خسارته أضعاف ما أخذ.
Even if his loss was multiples of what he took away.
ويدفع لها يعني يدفع لصاحب الأرض.
And he pays to the owner of the land.
الفترة التي قضاها كأنه مستأجرها منه يدفع أجرة عنها.
He pays all the time period that he took the land by force. He is treated as if he was renting it, and he pays the value of the rent, the amount of rent for all the years that he took that land by force.
ولا تشفق عليه لأنه لص.
And do not show him any mercy because he is a thief.
وإن تلف هذا الذي غصبه.
If whatever this person took by force got destroyed,
فعليه أن يضمنه كذلك.
he is liable. He is liable for it if it got destroyed.
القسم الثاني.
The second category.
وهو إذا أخذت اليد مال الغير برضا الغير.
If the the person took what other people own, but with their pleasure, by their permission.
كالبيع والشراء.
Like buying and selling.
والمضاربة.
And
الشركات بشكل عام.
The companies and partnerships, مضاربة or otherwise, the different kinds of dealings.
فصاحب اليد هنا أمين.
So here, the one who took the money, the one who has the money in his hand, he is trusted, or he's trustworthy, treated as trustworthy.
لأنه دخل معه بطريقة شرعية مباحة.
Because he entered with the person in a legal way that is allowable.
فإن تلف ما أخذه بغير تعد ولا تفريط فلا ضمان عليه.
So if what he took from the others got destroyed without transgression and without negligence, then he is not liable to pay back.
وإن تلفت بتفريط أو تعد فإنه يضمن.
As for the case when the merchandise or the money got destroyed because he committed a transgression or because he was negligent, then he is liable to pay back. He is responsible to pay back.
فلو أخذ منه مثلا سيارة استأجرها.
So if he took from him, for instance, a car that he rented from him,
والسيارة سرقت بدون تقصير منه.
and the car was stolen without him being negligent,
فإنه لا يضمن.
he is not liable then.
لكن لو ترك السيارة وعليها مفتاحها
But
وسرقت فيضمن.
if he left the car and left the key in it, so it got stolen, then he is liable here. He is responsible to
لأنه
compensate
مفرط.
because he was negligent. He didn't take care.
وهكذا في كل شيء.
And like this in all the matters.
واختلف أهل العلم في العارية.
And the people of knowledge, they differed regarding the borrowed item.
والعارية من عقود الإرفاق بين الناس التي يعني يحتاجها الناس بعضهم من بعض.
The عارية, the contract of borrowing an item, is from the contracts of the people where the people help one another regarding the needs that they have.
وقد عاب الله من يمنع العارية.
And Allah Azza wa Jal shunned the action of the one who refuses to give items for borrow.
في قوله تعالى الذين هم يراؤون ويمنعون الماعون.
In the statement of Allah Ta'ala where he says what means those who show off and they withhold their help from others, withhold assisting others.
فلو استعار شخص من صاحبه شيئا ثم تلف فهل يضمن أو لا يضمن؟
If someone borrowed an item from someone else and then that borrowed item got destroyed, is he liable? Is he responsible to compensate or not?
إن كان هناك تعد أو تفريط فإنه يضمن.
If there was some sort of transgression or negligence on the part of the borrower, the one who borrowed, then he is liable. He has to compensate.
وإن كان بدون تعد ولا تفريط فالعلماء ثلاثة أقوال.
If it was without transgression and without negligence, then the scholars have three positions.
القول الأول أنه يضمن.
The first position is that he is liable and responsible.
لأن الأصل في العارية أنها مضمونة.
Because the principle regarding the borrowed item is that it is under the responsibility, it's guaranteed. The borrower must guarantee it.
ومنهم من قال لا يضمن لأنه أمين.
Amongst the scholars, those who said, no, he is not liable because he is supposed to be trustworthy.
ومنهم من قال إذا شرط ضمانها يضمن وإذا لم يشترط لا يضمن.
And amongst them are those who said that if the one who gives the item for borrow, he put a condition that he is liable to compensate, it's under his guarantee, warranty, then he is to guarantee it and compensate. Otherwise, he doesn't have to.
وعن صفوان بن أمية رضي الله عنه.
From Safwan ibn Umayyah, may Allah be pleased with him,
أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم استعار منه يوم حنين أدراعا.
That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he borrowed from him on the day of Hunayn shields. أدرع شيخ.
درع القتال.
واحد يعني؟
لا
أدرع. أيوة shields. He borrowed shields. 100 the Sheikh said.
وكان صفوان في تلك الفترة لم يسلم بعد.
Safwan at that time still did not enter into Islam.
فقال له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم said to him,
نحتاج إلى أدراع من عندك حتى نقاتل فيها.
We need shields from you, so to use it for fighting.
يعني على سبيل الإعارة.
By way of borrowing, that is.
فقال صفوان أغصبا يا محمد يعني تأخذها مني رغما عني.
So Safwan said, is it by force, by coercion, O Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, يعني in spite of me not wanting that?
فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بل عارية مضمونة.
The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, rather we take it as a borrowed item that is guaranteed. We guarantee giving it back.
فمن هذا الحديث
From this hadith,
بعض أهل العلم قال قول النبي عارية مضمونة.
The statement of the Prophet ﷺ that says a borrowed item that is guaranteed.
قال إذا اشترط أنها مضمونة فإنه يضمن.
Those scholars, they said if a condition was made that it is to be guaranteed, to be compensated for, then he would compensate. He is liable.
وبعضهم قال أبدا هي مضمونة وإن لم يشترط لكن أراد النبي أن يطمئنه.
Other scholars, they said no, rather it is always to be guaranteed and the borrower must compensate for it. It's just that Rasulullah ﷺ here, he wanted to make him comfortable and give him peace of mind.
والذي حصل في معركة حنين
What happened in the battle of Hunayn?
أن بعض هذه الأدراع ضاع.
That some of these shields, they got lost.
فلما رجع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى مكة.
So when the Prophet ﷺ got back to Mecca,
عرض على صفوان أن يضمنها له لأنه قال عارية مضمونة.
He offered to Safwan that he will be liable, he will compensate for it because he told him that these are borrowed items that I guarantee them for you.
فقال صفوان.
So Safwan said,
أنا اليوم يا رسول الله إلى الإسلام أقرب.
He said, today, O Messenger of Allah, I am closer to Islam.
وفيه أرغب.
And I am interested in Islam.
ودخل في الإسلام.
So he entered into the fold of Islam.
وقد أكرم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم صفوان بن أمية.
So Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he honored Safwan ibn Umayyah.
فهو قد استعار منه 100 درع.
So he borrowed from him 100 shields.
ورد أكثرها.
And he returned most of these shields.
ولكنه أعطاه من غنيمة حنين 100 من الإبل.
But he gave him from the war booty of Hunayn 100 camels.
ترغيبا له.
Encouraging him.
لأنه كان من المؤلفة قلوبهم.
Encouraging him to enter Islam because he was from those مؤلفة قلوبهم, those whose hearts are we're trying to bring them closer to Islam.
ولذلك يقول صفوان بن أمية.
This is why Safwan ibn Umayyah says
كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أبغض الناس إلي.
That the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he was from the most hated people to me.
فما زال يعطيني.
He continued to give me
حتى صار أحب الناس إلي.
Up until he became from the most beloved people to me.
ولذلك يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم.
This is why Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم says
تهادوا تحابوا.
Exchange gifts with one another and this will lead to you loving one another.
كذلك لو وجد أحدهم المال بيد مجنون أو سفيه أو صغير.
Likewise, if one found the money or the property in the hand of an insane or a foolish, feeble-minded person or someone who's a minor, underaged, a young
فأخذه منه ليحفظه.
So he took it away from him to preserve it, to keep it.
يعني لو واحد منكم الآن.
So if one of you now
رأى طفلا صغيرا 7 سنوات أو 6 سنوات.
He saw like a 7-year-old child.
ومعه $1000.
He has $1,000 in his hands.
ماذا ستفعل؟
What would you do?
سؤال لا.
What would you do?
لا السؤال اللي خلفك. يعني تأخذه منه؟
You take it from him?
Return what? The boy or the money?
يقول يرجع. You return what to his parents? The boy or the money?
يعني you take it. يعني you take it.
So you take the money from him or what? You found a boy running around with $1,000, a child.
What do you do?
What do you do? What do you do if you saw him? You don't know? Okay.
The next way. طيب تفضل شيخ. لا his father is here, it's not yatim. بس you see him in the street. ماذا ستفعل؟ ماذا ستفعل؟
لا مانيش مسؤول عن العربي. He wants me to translate from English to Arabic now.
من تفضل شيخ. تفضل شيخ. ماذا تفعل؟
So the brother said he will take the money from him and he will keep it.
الذي يوافقه يرفع يده.
So raise your hand if you agree with him. Okay.
يعني تأخذ منه المال.
Okay.
من يخالف يرفع يده.
So if you have a different opinion, raise your hand. You don't take the money.
تفضل هنا.
Hmm?
What do you do?
I take the money.
أيوة.
I keep the boy. I will tell him his balance.
Yeah, so he takes the money, take the boy, and return everything to the parent. Huh?
Take the boy only. Keep the money.
ها ماذا يقول؟
You take the money and you give him the boy. Huh? يقول يأخذ المال ويرجع الولد لأبيه.
Sure that the money reaches to the guardian of the child.
Reach what?
Reaches to the guardian of the child.
Okay. يقول أتأكد أنه أخذ المال وأتأكد أنه رجع إلى ولي أمر الطفل.
المهم أن تأخذ منه المال لتحفظه.
The point is that you take away the money from him to keep it and guard it.
سواء كان طفلا
Whether he was a child
أو مجنونا
or insane
أو سفيها.
or someone who's foolish, he doesn't know how
المهم
to
أنك
handle.
تأخذ منه المال لتحفظه.
So you take the money from him in order to keep and preserve it.
فإذا أخذت المال
If you took the money,
ثم تلف سرق منك
the money
ضاع
was destroyed, it was stolen from you, it got lost.
فهل تغرم أو لا تغرم؟
Are you liable now? Do you compensate? Are you responsible
إن
to
كان
compensate?
هناك تعدي وتفريط
If there is transgression on your part and negligence on your part,
فإنك تضمن.
then you are liable. You must
وإذا لم يكن
compensate.
تعد ولا تفريط فإنك لا تضمن.
If there is no transgression or negligence, then you are not liable. You're not responsible to
لأنك
pay back.
محسن.
That is because you are just doing an act of kindness.
والله سبحانه وتعالى يقول وما على المحسنين من سبيل.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says there is no way against the doers of good. يعني the doers of good should not be blameworthy.
ومن ذلك اللقطة التي توجد في الأرض.
And from that is the item that is found on the land and you pick it up.
وهي تنقسم إلى ثلاثة أقسام.
This luqata, an item that is just found and you pick it up. The lost and found basically. You pick it up, it's three types.
الأول هو الأشياء الحقيرة التي لا يلتفت إليها الناس.
The first part or the first category, the things that are يعني insignificant. Insignificant. Yeah, people don't care about it. Like you found $1 on the street. يعني.
فهذا يجوز أن تأخذه وتتصرف فيه. ولا
This
شيء
one,
عليك.
it is allowed for you to take it and just use it, whatever you
لأن
deal with it.
صاحبه لا يهتم ويرجع إليه يعني.
Because the owner of that $1, it will not come back and look for it and like that. It's not insignificant. It does not have a big value.
والقسم الثاني خاص بالحيوانات.
The second category is specific to the animals.
وهي الحيوانات الكبيرة التي تدفع عن نفسها.
These are the big animals that may defend themselves.
كالخيل والبقر
Horses,
والإبل.
cows, camels.
الحيوانات الكبيرة الأليفة.
The domesticated big animals.
وتستطيع أن تحمي نفسها.
And those animals can defend themselves.
فهذه لا تتعرض لها بشيء اتركها.
So those you don't deal with them in any way, just leave them alone.
القسم
Don't touch them.
الثالث
The third category,
وهي الأموال التي لها قيمة.
the money that has the wealth that has value,
أو الحيوانات الصغيرة التي لا تستطيع أن تدفع عن نفسها من الذئب أو الكلب أو
or
غير
the
ذلك.
small animals that cannot defend themselves from like a wolf or a dog. They cannot defend themselves.
فهذه لك الحق أن تأخذها.
Those you have the right to take them.
ولكن لا تتصرف فيها إلا بعد سنة كاملة.
You don't do anything to it. You keep it up until after one full year.
وإذا
passes.
مرت سنة كاملة
After one full year passes
ولم تجد صاحبها
and you don't find the owner,
فأنت أحق بها من غيرك.
then you have more right to it than anybody else.
وعليك أن تعرفها.
and it is upon you to make it known,
خاصة في المكان الذي وجدتها فيه.
to advertise that you found it, and especially in the place where you found it.
فهذه من حقك.
This is from your right now, after
لكن
1 year.
لو جاء صاحبها
But-
قبل السنة
If the owner came before the 1 year finishes,
فتعطيها إياه.
then you give it back to him.
وإذا جاء صاحبها بعد مضي السنة
And if the owner came after 1 year passes,
وقد تصرفت فيها
and you already dealt with it, you did something to it,
فتقضيها له، تردها دين عليك.
then you pay him back. It's like you are indebted to him.
فهي ترد إلى صاحبها على كل حال.
So you have to return it to the owner in any way in the end.
ولكن إذا تلفت في يدك خلال السنة أو بعد السنة بدون تفريط ولا تعد،
But if that item got destroyed in your hand, under your care, within the year, or even after the year elapses, without you transgressing, without you being negligent, then you don't.
لا تضمن.
You do not pay. You're not liable. You don't compensate.
لأنك أمين
That is because you're viewed to be
ومحسن
trustworthy and doing an act of kindness.
وما على المحسنين من سبيل.
And there is no way to blame the doers of acts of kindness.
والله أعلم.
And Allah knows best.
الحديث الثاني والأربعون
Hadith 42.
عن جابر بن عبد الله رضي الله عنهما قال
From Jabir ibn Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him, who said
قضى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالشفعة.
that
والشفعة هي استحقاق ما اشتراه الغير بالقوة بحكم الشفعة، يعني أنت أحق به منه الذي اشتراه.
that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam judged with a shuf'a. Shuf'a is for you to have the right to own something that someone else's own. Inshallah, the Sheikh will explain it.
نشرحها الآن.
بإذن الله. So you are deserving, or you have more right to own something that somebody else's owns and he wants to sell or like that, but you have the right to have it.
استحقاق ما في يد الغير بالقوة.
To have the right to own what someone else's have by coercion,
نعم.
by force.
يقول قضى رسول الله بالشفعة في كل ما لم يقسم.
So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he judged with shuf'ah in everything that was not yet divided.
فإذا وقعت الحدود
So if the boundaries
حدود
are set,
الأراضي
the boundaries or the limits are set up,
وصرفت الطرق يعني وضحت الطرق
and the roads were made clear, paved and made clear,
فلا شفعة.
then there is no shuf'ah.
رواه البخاري.
Narrated by Bukhari.
والحديث مر التعريف بصاحبه وهو جابر بن عبد الله في الحديث 23.
The narrator, Jabir ibn Abdullah, we mentioned his biography in the hadith 26.
قلنا الشفعة هي أن الإنسان يأخذ ما أخذه الغير بالقوة إذا كان من شريكه.
That shuf'a is for you to have the right to own what somebody else's owns by force.
في الأموال المشتركة.
And this is in the money, or property that is shared, that are shared. So he has the right to take it from his partner.
لأنك أحق منه بذلك.
Because you have more right to it than to that.
مثال ذلك
Example.
لو اشتريت أنا والشيخ عبد القادر، أنا والشيخ عبد القادر اشترينا أرضا مساحتها 1000 متر.
So the Sheikh, example, and brother Abdul Qadir, they shared a land, they bought a land in partnership, the area of 1,000 meters.
وهو دفع نصف القيمة وأنا دفعت نصف القيمة.
He paid half the price, I paid half.
أو
the other
أقل
half.
أو أكثر ما يضر. المهم اشتركنا
more
في
or
شرائها.
less, we participated, we partnered in buying the land.
فلو باع نصيبه دون علمي
If he
الشيخ عبد المنعم مثلا
if he sells his share without the knowledge of his partner to me, for instance,
ب 50,000 مثلا،
$50,000, let's say, he sold it to me.
فأنا أقول له
So
أنا أعطيك
I say to him,
50,000 وأنا أخذها.
So I can say to him, Rather, I give you the 50,000 and I take your piece of land.
وليس له الحق أن يقول لا.
He has no right to say no.
وليس لعبد المنعم الحق أن يقول أنا اشتريت لا أريد.
And it is not my right now to say, no, I paid the money, I bought it already, I don't want. I have no right to do that.
لأن آخذها بحق الشفعة.
So I take it by the right of shuf'ah.
هذا
So
قضاء وليس مجرد دين. قضاء يعني القاضي يحكم لي.
this is not only the religious judgment, it's even in the court. It's not only a religious ruling, it's a judgment in the Islamic court. The judge will do that.
والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول الجار أحق بصاحبه أي بجاره.
The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says what means that the neighbor has more right to his neighbor.
نعم. الشفعة يقول أهل العلم هي في الأموال المشتركة.
So this shuf'ah here, the scholars they say it is in the money that is shared. It is in the shared ownership or shared partnership.
والأموال المشتركة قسمان.
Those shared properties or wealth, there are two categories.
عقار وغير عقار.
It's either aqar, that is like a land or a building, or otherwise, not that.
والعقار إنما يكون في الشفعة. الشفعة إنما تكون في العقار.
This ruling of shuf'ah is only in what is called aqar, meaning a land or a building.
أما باقي الأشياء فليس فيها شفعة.
As for the rest of the items, there is no shuf'ah in that,
إلا إذا كانت لا تنقسم.
except if they cannot be divided.
معالي الشيخ عبد القادر. الآن أنا وأنت اشترينا أرضا 1000 متر.
Now, me and you, we bought a land that's 1,000 meters.
الآن سننزل قليلا.
So now we go lower.
سنشتري بقرة.
We will only buy a cow now. We go lower.
فلو اشتريت أنا والشيخ عبد القادر بقرة.
If I bought, me and Sheikh Abdul Qadir, one cow,
فأنا أملك نصفها وهو يملك نصفها.
I own half of the cow, he owns half of the cow.
فليس له الحق أن يبيع النصف الذي يملكه دون علمي.
He does not have the right to sell his share of the cow without my knowledge.
فلو باعه
وقف.
أو مات
Or
ورثه أولاده.
he passed away and his children inherited that piece.
فهنا
Here in this
لا
case,
يصح لي أن أمنع ذلك.
the other partner, he cannot, it's invalid for him to stop this from happening.
لأن أنا أتدخل فقط في حال البيع.
Because I can only interfere when it is a sales contract.
الشرط الثاني
The second condition,
أن يكون عقارا أو ما يتصل من البناء.
that it be like a piece of land or what is connected to it of a building,
أو شيء لا ينقسم.
or something that cannot be divided.
الثالث
The third condition,
أن يكون مشاعا بيني وبينه غير معروف نصيبي من نصيبه.
that
يعني لم يوضع الحد.
it is shared and the boundaries are not set. It is shared between both and there are no dividing landmarks or boundaries that are set up.
فلو اشترينا أرضا مساحتها 1000 متر
If we bought a land that's the area of it is 1,000 meters,
فكل شبر في هذه الأرض أنا أملكه وهو يملكه.
every hand span in this land I own and he owns because it's a partnership.
فهذا يسمى مشاع.
This is what is called musha'. It's spread between both. The ownership is spread between both.
الشرط الرابع قلنا أن يكون مما ينقسم.
The fourth condition, we said that it has to be something that can be divided.
وأنا الآن أريد منكم أمثلة لأشياء لا تنقسم.
I want an example from
يمكن
you
يشترك فيها أكثر من واحد.
for things that cannot be divided and it could be shared by more by people.
سيارة.
A car, for instance.
بعد. كيف؟ المسجد. منزل أشوى.
A home.
منزل نعم.
A home, a building يعني a home.
بعد جوال ممتاز. كتاب
cell phone, a book,
كتاب
a book.
أو نشقه.
Or,
كتاب.
or should we rip it apart in half?
نعم. إذا يشترط أن يكون مما ينقسم.
So it is a condition there that it has to be something that can be divided.
الشرط الخامس أن يأخذه كله.
The fifth condition is that he will take all of it, all of the share.
يعني مثال
Example,
الشيخ عبد القادر الآن لما باع نصيبه للشيخ عبد المنعم اللي هو 500 متر.
so this 500 meters that he owns, Sheikh Abdul Qadir, that he sold to me.
فأنا آتي أقول له أنا أشتري منك 200 متر.
So the Sheikh comes and says, okay, no, I only buy from you